Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to episode 6. Whether it's your first time, you've been with us for a long time, glad to have you on. This is the Players Club, a podcast by the players for the people, and I'm your host, Darien Rencher. Episode 6, we'll be talking to my good friend Chase Brice, former teammate of mine at Clemson, but now doing his thing at App State as a starting quarterback. And we'll catch up later as he's getting closer and closer to his dream of the NFL. And like always, we'll answer some of you guys' questions. But first, recap of last week. So talking about last weekend, we played Boston College at home, a night game in the Valley. And night games in the Valley are special. There's nothing like a night game in the Valley. I don't know. It just feels good. It feels right. It just feels so perfect. Run down the hill when you can see the fireworks coming up. The lights are blaring down on everybody, and it's a packed stadium. It's amazing. But it was really cool to see people really showed up and showed out, packed out stadium to see us play. And so that meant a lot to us, and hopefully that can continue as the season goes on. But to get to the game, we knew going to the game that Boston College was going to be a good team. The past couple of years, they played us close, and we're kind of always one of those teams that stood in their way of being ACC champs. And so, we kind of know their mentality is coming in. If they could beat us, they got a legit chance to kind of see that dream come true for them. And they always play hard. Boston College is coached well, kind of known for being a super disciplined team. And as the game went on, it was exciting for us. I mean, if you watch the game, it's kind of funny because we're making progress, but we're still just a little bit off from really taking off the way I believe we're going to take off, especially offensively, because I play offense. Is you've seen the first couple of games we've struggled, but we know on the inside, we're just a couple plays away from really being success and getting back to how smooth things should go at Clemson, the standard of Clemson. And so in the game, we were playing really well, making plays, big runs, big catches. But we had a bunch of yards. So I guess the thing now is we're finally getting those Clemson yards again. We got to figure out how to start scoring points, which we're close. So just stick with us, guys. It's baby steps. We're getting yards now. So the next thing is we're going to start scoring more points. And it's coming. Because shout out to our field goal kicker, BT Potter. My man went 4 for 4. He made 4 field goals, which is he needs to win some award for that. Because if we don't have him that game, we don't have a legit field goal kicker this past game, we don't win that game because we won by 6 points, 2 field goals. But we were in the red zone 4 times and came away just with a field goal. We score on half of those possessions, it's an entirely different game. It doesn't come down to the wire, the defense has to go get a stop, and everybody's kind of I'm over here sitting holding my helmet because everybody on the offensive side is we have no control over this, and I'm just praying and praying. You just hoping it works out in your favor. And then they fumble the ball, and I'm like, thank you, God. Because I was man, we lost in the game. Look, we're believing and holding on, but man, that would have been going in the negatives. Going 2-3 would have been tough. But guys, we're 3-2. I know people are mad at us. We dropped in the rankings. The rankings, I swear, they're obviously we've been benefited from having high rankings. But then once you get down here a little bit, you get a little more perspective about life. I swear they're I don't know who does these things, honestly, because I don't know what goes into them. How does a team that doesn't play get bumped up, and then a team that wins a game against a good team, we get demoted? That don't make sense to me. So we are now, for the first time since 2014, if you guys have read the stats, we are, for the first time, out of the top 25. Yeah, so now, come off a win, which is great, especially when you go into a bye week. So this week is our bye week, and it'll be really tough to go into a bye week with a loss because it's you got to wait a whole another pretty much 2 weeks until you can prove yourself again. So it really feels good to get a W, go into the bye week, have some momentum. We got a 7-game stretch after this, and that'll determine a lot. And I think for us, and people might not think so, but I think everything's on the table. Because college football, especially this year, you don't know what's going to happen because of the premier teams that were in the playoffs last year. I think all of us have lost besides Alabama. Everybody's got a loss. And that's not really normal. Usually the same teams that were in the playoffs the previous year kind of run the table. That's just how it goes. But this year in college football, it's an interesting year. It's really cool. So, and that's why on this bye week, I'm excited. I get to finally kind of watch some other people play. I don't have to really get prepped for a game. We get to get a head start on our next opponent. And so all those things. So I'm excited just to sit back on Saturday and chill and watch some college football, watch other teams play, watch the team we're going to be playing next week play, like all those things. So, yeah, bye weeks are clutch. Coming up next is my boy Chase Brice, like I was talking about. One of my really good friends, really good dude, is the journeyman of all journeymen, been at 3 schools, so has an incredible story. Now it's kind of finishing up his time at App State and is balling, doing his thing. So coming up next, Chase Brice. All right, you guys, here with my guy, Chase Brice. Closely known to me as C Breezy. Obviously, we got some history, but want to hear about how he's doing right now. Chase, what's up, bro?
What's up, man? Appreciate you having me.
Only the best, bro. Only the best. And you're on here. Yeah, so first off, bro, so you're at your, I would call you a journeyman. You're at your 3rd school, which is, bro, you had a crazy journey, but how is App State treating you?
Yeah, 3rd school, like you said, definitely not anybody's ideal situation, but here we are, and App State has been great. Came in January, really just kind of meshed with the guys. I've been around a lot of personalities, so it was easy for me to get along well. Great coaching staff, great little football town here in Boone, and just kind of found my way.
So you're in Boone, North Carolina, literally up there in the boonies. Team is up to a 4-1 start, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're doing your thing. Love to see it. What do you like about this year's team?
I like a lot of things, honestly. We're very experienced. Got a great group of receivers, great O-line, very experienced O-line. Running backs, defense is fast. We love playing ball. I think that was the main thing that like connected with me the most. Being around guys that love ball and just enjoy the process is what we've talked about a lot in the past. And so really enjoying the process and taking it one day at a time, one game at a time. Also, when we're away from football, we can kick back, chill, talk about whatever. It's not always football. It's, guys got lives up here too. And so it's been good. I really love these guys and got a great connection with all of them. And, I'm a locker room guy. So
come on, yeah.
Hey,
the people's champ, Chase Brice.
I'm good in every section of the locker room. You feel me? So I'm just like, it is what it is. And we got a good group, great group.
All right, 2 things on your new team. Very ironic. People that know Chase Brice, former teammates will relate to this. We always call him like Big Ben because they kind of play very similar, kind of look very similar. I think Chase definitely is built better than Big Ben. But, bro, you're wearing, you know what I'm saying, the black and yellow rocket number 7, which is kind of ironic, but kind of cool, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing is, when you talk about free time, what do you do up there in App State? Because I've been to App State, and there ain't too much but a couple gas stations around there.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you one thing I do a lot. I'm just going to kind of ignore the whole Big Ben comment, you know what I'm saying? But no, I play golf. I play golf up here. They got some great courses. I know you got into golf briefly. Short stint. Didn't love it, but you know what I'm saying? It was something good to try. But I like going out with the guys. Thomas Hennigan, Noah Hannon, he was a former player here. And a couple other guys who like to go hit all the courses. So there's a couple in Banner Elk. There's one here in Boone. And there's one in Mountain Air, which is like 35 minutes away. Everywhere you go, you got to go up or down a mountain. They got some great views up here, trails, walking trails. But I mean, other than
it
golf,
sounds like you're turning very, very granola. And I'm
yeah,
not, you know what I'm yeah. Look, I hear the nature. My boy's a nature guy now. You know, what I'm saying? Hey, sometimes it'll bring it out of you, bro.
You just got to enjoy where you're at. It'd be great where your feet are. So I'm trying new things.
Look, you said that was a Swinney quote right there. Clemson's still in my boy forever and ever. All right, let's go back. All right, so you're at App State now. Formerly, dude. Let's go back for a minute. Before we were even teammates, before I even knew who Chase Brice was, close to me. What was the recruiting process like for you as a high school kid?
Mm-hmm. I went to a rivals camp. My think it was my sophomore year or into my freshman year, and ended up winning a accuracy challenge camp. And like after that, everything kind of blew up for me. My name got tossed around everywhere. Ended up getting my first offer from Colorado State. Coach Bobo called me. That was my sophomore year. And then after that, things just kind of took off. Ended up getting a lot of Group of Five, Middle Tennessee, like Illinois. And then I got a big one in Louisville, and then Miami hit, and then it just started trickling down. Beyond that, went to a Clemson camp. Coach Streeter and Coach Sweeney texting me, and whenever they could, come up for a camp. We'd love to have you for a camp. And I'm thinking in my mind, I'm not a runner, like Deshaun can run. Like I'm watching guys that have been there, and sure, me and my never really been to Clemson, so me and my dad go and check it out, and I end up having one of my better days. I went on a week-long camp. I was hitting Clemson, Wake Forest, North Carolina, and NC State. So I was kind of hitting all the the triangle schools. And I hit North Carolina. The next day I went to Clemson, did really well, ended up getting an offer at the end of camp, stayed the whole day. I was supposed to stay a session, stayed the whole day.
And
yeah, they sucker you in. They keep you. And ended up getting an offer, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. Honestly, couldn't believe it. I was so happy, and I get in the car. My dad looks at me, and he just says, "Did we just get a Clemson offer?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think so." So we cancel the rest of the trip and just go home because
that's
at
it.
that moment,
wrap it up.
Yeah, we wrapped it up. Honestly, at that moment, it was like, I want to go to Georgia, I want to go to Alabama, or I want to go. And then at that moment, it was like Clemson, wow, it hit. A school like this hit. And since then, other schools rattled off, and I just I tried to entertain the fact of other schools. I played a factor of location, where I wanted to be.
Right.
Took football out of the equation, and would I enjoy going to these certain schools. So I took a couple visits: Georgia, Florida, Michigan State, Texas. Went around I even went West Coast. I went to UCLA, USC. Didn't have it just was like whatever. And then went to Clemson. Boom, instant connection, felt at home. And then after my junior season, I just locked it down. Committed right after my junior season in December, and I don't regret it yet.
Come on. All right, so you leave Grayson High School. Shout out to Grayson, by the way, powerhouse school in Georgia. Produce a lot of Clemson talent, a lot of talent in general.
Yeah.
So you leave Grayson, come to Clemson. Give me your Clemson journey.
Okay. Also, shout out Mickey Kahn, head coach of Grayson. Now he's nice with the Tigers. But my journey, yeah. So came in with the number one quarterback in Hunter Johnson in my class, and he came in early. I came in the summer, and I played baseball, so I couldn't graduate early, and I wanted to enjoy high school a little bit. And so came into the summer wide-eyed, ready to learn. And really just try to find a good group of guys to be around. Just learn Clemson, learn, obviously be around football, understand the schedule and everything. I didn't want to be annoying. I didn't want to be that freshman that, people don't want to be around. I was just kind of chill. So I redshirted that year. Kelly B was starter, and I was scout team my whole redshirt year. So
with me,
with you. So
hey,
that's a grind in itself. A lot of people don't have that patience or willingness to develop. You know what I'm saying? So,
and very few people, for the record, and it's only a handful. I count on my fingers. I'm pretty sure Coach Sweeney can too. Coach Venables very rarely lets somebody run the scout team quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you get the honor to run a scout team quarterback, maybe it's Coach Venables thinks very highly of you as a quarterback. Because usually Coach Venables will take his whatever of an arm and run the scout team plays. Mm-hmm. You let Chase run it. See, that's how you know the future is bright,
And honestly, like there were times where I appreciated it, and times where I'm just like, all right, I'm tired of running Louisville's offense, Florida State's offense, Wake Forest.
Right.
Like, I want to go learn Clemson's offense. Like, I'm playing at Clemson. I don't want to, But I honestly developed a lot in that time. Like, whatever we ran, 120 plays a day, not counting reloads. So,
Exactly.
like, I wasn't a good listener as far as what he wanted me to do. He'll probably admit to that as well. I didn't like to throw it to the red line where you had I don't know.
Let me tell the people really quick because like this is a part of the players. We're bringing people onto the journey. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
So all for the record, I had no idea what a scout team really was because in high school you kind of have that, you kind of don't.
Yeah.
So in college, for the people, scout team is really for the guys, either young guys who have a good future ahead of them. You do scout team that are on scholarship. They may redshirt. They may not be playing a lot, or most times it's for the walk-ons. And so what happened? You'll go pretty much emulate the other team's offense and rep it for the first team defense. So that year we're going against guys like Christian Wilkins, Dexter Lawrence, Isaiah Simmons. I mean, the list, Trayvon Mullen, AJ Terrell. The list kind of goes on. And so we kind of go over there and practice every day and give those guys a look, hoping to get them ready for Saturday. And what Chase is saying is, like, they draw these cards. They're like, I wish I had it. Like, I have my iPad right here, but they have these cards, and they're like, hey, run this play. And the quarterback is supposed to throw it to this person. And Chase, being the quarterback that he is, he's like, he's not open. So I'm going to make a read. But the coach wants you to throw it to him because the card says so. And so then Chase, tell your side of the story.
Yeah, so they want you to throw it there. They usually have 2 or 3 guys guarding one guy. And, that's fine. You want your guys to see the read and the throw and make a play. That's all great. Well, I got tired of that because I didn't feel like I was getting better, nor did I feel like our defense was getting better at the time. And so me, Jason Hopper, Will Brown.
Out the Hop.
Hey, shout out to Hop. Me, Jason Hopper, Will Brown, Carter Grooms, man. We try to scheme up that defense every week or every day, really,
right,
and show the best look. RPOs, second progression reads, third progression reads, because the D line's getting to me quick.
Right.
The scout team is not going to block Christian, Dex, AB,
the Power Rangers,
the Ranger. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
like I'm going through my reads and everything, just trying to make a play, just trying to show them that hey. Lamar Jackson, I'm not going to run like him, but he might make this throw and you need to be ready. So I truly think I made a difference. We all made a difference because we're giving them a great look and getting them ready for Saturday. And so I felt a sense of pride in that. I wanted to do good.
Give me some insight about how was it learning how to be patient. You came in, obviously Kelly was a guy, and then you didn't know that Trevor Lawrence would come to Clemson, which he did. So talk to me about patience in your Clemson journey.
So the patience really was tough, being a freshman after redshirting and getting jumped first spring, like your first spring after the season, you're ready to go, show the coaches what you can do. And, I got jumped. First day, boom, stretch lines. Hey, Trevor, you're in front. Or you're in front of Chase. Hey, right here. I'm like, dang, like it's like that. It is what it is. Like you just got to learn, and like you said, be patient. So,
as history knows, Trevor comes in, and Kelly battle it out. Trevor wins the job. Kelly leaves, and then there's a moment in history. Chase Bryce, tell us about that moment in history that you were a part of.
Yeah, I think this kind of goes. They just see the game. They just see the play.
Right.
That's all they know. That's all the people know. So, as in, it's the Players Club. Like people need to know. When Kelly left, that hit our team hard. He was a huge part of the leadership, locker room guy. Like when he left, that hit me hard. One of my best friends, one of your best friends, like, boom, that felt like a loss. Heart kind of sunk there. And then we quickly I had to change my mindset. Trevor starting, boom, Chase, you're back up right now. Like that's how easy it is. And that's another thing for the patience part is guys that are struggling or guys that are third, fourth string.
You never know.
Stuff like that happens so often. Even though you might not think it does, it happens so often. Injuries happen, people leave, boom. It's next guy mentality.
Kelly leaves, Trevor gets a job, and they were like, man, everybody was kind of questioning the program. It's like, so what if Trevor gets hurt? Like, what's going to happen? Should Kelly have left? And then Syracuse game 2018. This is year we won a national championship, and if this moment doesn't happen, we do not win a national championship. I feel like I go on record and say that. And so Syracuse 2018, Chase Brice, give me your vantage point.
Right. Right before halftime, I don't know, I signal in a play, whatever it was. Trevor rolls out to the left. Everybody's seen the play, the highlights, but bad hit, concussion, knocked out,
Right.
unable to go back in. And I remember this to this day, like there was a feeling of I got weak and like hot, like really hot. And I was like, is he okay? I'm asking guys, is he okay? Is he okay? And then you hear it. This is when you got to be ready. This is when all that preparation and practice, when they weren't thinking about you, comes into play. Because what do they say? They say, Chase, Brice, you're next up. They weren't going to put anybody else in. I had practiced that week. I had prepped, and boom, I'm the next guy up. So I got to get us ready to go win this game. We were down. I remember that we were already down before halftime. So I got to get us back or somehow get a spark. And I'll never forget this. The first play I go in, I swear to you, I'm like, okay, warm up. Boom, penny comes off. Coach Streeter talks to me. Coach Sweeney talks to me. Like, boom, confidence. Try to get that confidence. I know Coach E's going to look out. Like, he's going to look out for a little bit. Nope. First play, shot. First play is a shot. And I'm like, I'm not warm yet. And I remember getting pulled by my neck, stumbling up the middle and just throwing the ball away right before halftime, like underhanded before I dove. And I'm like, wow, okay, first play, it's out the way. But yeah, going to halftime, and then that's where, luckily it was before halftime, I could get my thoughts together. I can talk to the coaches, and we can get a quick game plan together for me going into it because of my lack of experience.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and, what I'm saying, the moment it made Chase Brice forever solidify the Clemson family. We're down. This is a game-winning drive, and we're undefeated up to this point. We faced all this adversity with Kelly leaving, and everything that could have went wrong. And last drive, I don't know how many minutes we're left, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. We're on we're close to midfield, and it's 4th and 8. And we got to go for it, because if we don't go for it, the game's over. And then Chase Brice, what happens?
Well, yeah, so 4th and 1, give it to Travis, get the first down, boom. Unfortunately, I got to shout my boy out because he takes credit for this play. Gage Cervinka jumps off, he false starts. And now it's 4th and 6. And in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, Travis has been averaging at least 6 yards a carry. Like, he's been going crazy. Like, we might just keep the same play, run it. Nope. Look at it. We in doubles, whatever. And calls a pass. I remember Adam Choice like telling me before I snap it, he's like, yo, I'm not getting out. Like, I'm not getting out. I'm staying in to protect. And I was like, okay. So I was like, no check down. But it didn't matter because this ball was going to T. Higgins regardless. Like,
regardless.
Hey, I was finding T or I was going to find Hunter, like, regardless. So I remember going through the play, boom, cadence, get the ball, peek left, see Amari, boom, they cloud him. They go cover 2. Come back to the boundary because I know that's my beater and that's my 2 beater. And Braden runs a really good flat route to attack that, to get that corner to attack. And T runs a really good inside stem corner. And I delivered it to him. I didn't even hesitate. It was a rhythm 3. Just let it rip. That was, to this day, the best ball I've ever thrown. I swear, spiral, everything, follow through. And then
Beautiful.
after that, I like pointed to him, and I was just like, okay, like I can do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
After that play during the game, I struggled a little bit, but after that play, I knew that I could belong. I belonged here. That
For
was kind
sure.
of my moment.
Yeah, so we're going to win national championship. And that was like every year you have a pivotal moment, but that was our pivotal moment that year. And that's how Chase Brice is, you know what I'm saying? A lot of guys transfer, but they're not always good when they transfer from. Chase Brice will forever be good in the Clemson family because he helped win us a national championship. All right, so win a national championship, come back, and we actually go to another national championship in 2019. But you decide to move on. And I feel like you left Clemson or left a school better than anybody that I really know because all the coaches were in your favor. Everybody was rooting for you, your next chapter of your life. So what was it like moving on from Clemson?
Right. It was tough. I was still there after we lost to LSU in the Natty because I had to graduate in May. But it was really hard for me to have that conversation with Coach Sweeney just because of the guy he is. And I knew that Clemson had made such a big impact on my life. But I was to the point where I wanted to get on the field. And he understood that. And he wanted me to as well. And so when I had that conversation with him, he didn't try to steer me away from leaving. He embraced it. He tried to help me find a program that would fit my skill set and be a great fit. And he did. He mentioned Coach Cutcliffe at Duke, and they were already one of my top schools. If when I entered the portal, whoever reached out, I was hoping Duke would. And so we had a lot of conversation about that. And
all right, so you pick Duke. Was it weird going to another ACC school?
I was thinking to myself, like, I've been on this side of the ACC, like,
okay,
the other side is always up for grabs. To be honest, you never know what's going to happen on that other side. So it was weird, yes, going to Duke, having that Duke name attached to you instead of Clemson. But it was all stuff I had to get over.
Obviously, you decide to leave.
Right.
What was it like finding your third school?
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough telling my dad, first of all, calling my dad. It was a rough year, obviously. Like a lot of people have talked about it. A lot of people look at my stats and everything, but more went into that year than people know. And I think that was around all of college football.
For sure.
We did not have a great year, and I did not play well. I felt pressured. I felt stressed. I felt like I had a lot of weight on my shoulders, and I didn't need to feel – I had never felt that way at Clemson. And so I learned a lot about myself during those 6, 7, 8 months that I was there at Duke. So, yeah, like you said, entering the portal again, having that conversation with my dad about I think I need to move on. It just wasn't a great fit at the end of the day.
Right.
And you never know. It's your second time in the portal. You're not sure if you're going to get a phone call. If you enter the portal, the people don't even know this. I feel like you're not guaranteed a call. You're not guaranteed to go anywhere.
Right.
You're not guaranteed to come back to the college that you were just at. So there's so many people in the portal and just not enough spots available at these schools. But I went out on a limb. I trusted my talent. I trusted my ability. And I remember driving down the road and get a call, and it's got Boone, North Carolina. And I'm like, I don't know anybody in Boone. I don't even know.
Right.
Like, I've heard of Boone like once or twice about the ski resorts. That's it. And I pick it up, and it's Coach Watts from App State. He's a tight ends coach here. And he was actually roommates with Coach Streeter here at Clemson.
Bro, you can't make it up.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't make some of this stuff up.
You can't make it up.
And from that conversation, driving down the road, I was like, I'm going to App State.
And bro, like one of the coolest things is like I feel like you're back in your groove, bro. It's cool to see you doing your thing. Like I feel like you can tell Breezy's back. And so you got a big game coming up in a couple weeks. I know you guys don't look too far ahead, but I know you guys play Coastal Carolina. They're a ranked team. What does it say to like I guess like one of the periods of college football that like a lot of these smaller teams are now getting noticed. Like you guys are getting noticed. Like Coastal Carolina's getting noticed. Like you've been at the premier schools, but how is it now? Like, what's the mentality like at a smaller school? Like, what do you guys think about?
Yeah, great question. I was so interested in that once I got here, like learning how the difference in Power 5, Group of 5, like you see the Cincy's, the SMUs, like UCF, like, and now App State is there. The Sun Belt is super competitive, great players in the Sun Belt, great talent. And it's a different vibe for sure. Like you're a little bit undersized in certain conferences. Now, a lot of P5 guys are leaving. Like they're going to Louisiana, they're going to Coastal, they're coming to App, they're going to Georgia Southern or Ark State. Or Tulsa, like all these really up and coming programs at a Group of 5, they're getting P5 guys. So now guys are starting to look the same. The vibe is just a little different. It's like not definitely the stadium, like not as big, not as many fans, but if you pack it in, it's awesome. It's a great environment. I honestly, I'm like you said, I'm back to being breezy. Like I'm me, like I'm 7 again. Like I'm just feeling, I'm feeling loose, confident. Like when I'm being me in this setting, I feel like I can be me. The coaches let you be who you are, and just go play ball. That's simply what it is. You just go play ball. They don't think too much about it.
All right, appreciate you for coming on, bro. Wish you the best the rest of the season. Always rooting for you, my dog. Love you, brother.
Thank you, man. Enjoyed it, and good luck moving forward. Love you, man.
Appreciate you. And now we're here, folks. Answer you guys' questions. One of my favorite parts of the show. It's like always, keep sending those questions in, and I love getting to answer them. So with our first question, Matt Pollock says, what stadium do you wish you could play in? Yeah, good question. And off the top of my head, I would say the Rose Bowl. Because, I don't know, just being from the East Coast, and I feel like you always kind of dream about playing like somewhere like out west. Well, I guess that maybe just my dream. But I think playing out somewhere West Coast in LA would be really, really cool. And the Rose Bowl is such a big stadium. And just to be in a game where the stadium will be packed up and playing a big-time game out in the Rose Bowl would be really cool. But that's always – I guess that would only be for a playoff site or like a bowl game site. And then for like a regular in-season game, it would be really cool to play at Tuscaloosa. I mean, honestly, just like – you get a chance to go play them at home, go see the atmosphere, see what it's like. So I've never been on a visit, never been to a game there. So to go play a game in Tuscaloosa would be pretty cool. So I'll probably say the Rose Bowl in Alabama. All right, well, our second question. Patricia42 says, does your mom ever get nervous watching you play football? I would say now, still yes. Because my mom understands football, but sometimes she'll be like, why are you doing that to you? I'm like, Mom, they tackle. You know, like that's their job. So why they hit you so hard? I'm like, I'm playing at a Division I level where these guys want to go play in the NFL someday. Mom, they probably gonna hit a little hard. But she definitely understands the game now, is getting more in tune. But I really will say one of my funnier memories when I was younger was my first time ever playing football. And so now I've been playing since I was 8. But I was 8 years old playing on a 10-number team. It was my first ever football game. And I was so excited because I would play recess and play, and everyone's like, dude, you're fast. You would be really good at football. But I was a basketball player and I played baseball. So I never really had time for football. But I finally told my mom, I was like, sign me up for football this fall. I want to play. So she signed me up. And my dad was like out of town this weekend or that day or something like that. So he didn't really get to prep me like father would do for his son's first football game. Like give me the pep talk and like get me ready for my first football game. So I'm nervous, but I feel like I'm gonna do well. And so my mom's in charge that day of like picking me up from school, what she always does, but just like and get me ready for my first ever football game. So mom she's like, don't you need to have pads? I'm like, oh, Mom, they gave me like shoulder pads and a helmet, and like thigh pads. She's like, no, you need more protection. So we go to like Ross or I forgot, like some store like that. And she buys me these soccer shin guards. And I'm a little kid. I'm like, she's like, I think you need these tonight. I'm like, okay, sure. And I had these like a goalie would have. I had these like I had soccer shin guards. I had forearm guards. I had all these things. Show them to the first game. All my teammates like, what do you have on? I'm like, unprotected. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying stuff. And so I played my first football game in like soccer equipment plus my football equipment. I scored 2 touchdowns, so the future looked promising. But so from day one, my mom has always been nervous about me playing football because she doesn't want to see her baby get hurt. But that just, you know what, comes with the territory. So mom, I'm doing okay. I'm safe. And with the last question, Alexa from LA asked me, how do you have time to plan a wedding during the football season? And I would say that's where teamwork really comes in, you guys. My fiance is definitely, you know what I'm saying, she's putting the team on her back. And as a man, any married man will probably attest to this. It's like, there's just some things I don't care about. Like, I don't care about some of the color schemes. You know, even though I feel like I'm a aesthetic guy. Like, I like nice things and like, you know, I'm into some arts and stuff. But like, I just don't care about what color the silverware is, or what color is gonna pop on the tables, or how the flowers are gonna be arranged, or, you know, like just a lot of stuff. But I do want her to care. So that's what, like, she's in charge, and I got a leader on my hands. Like, she is going full-fledged. This is like her dream wedding. We're gonna make it happen, and she is getting what she wants. And so a lot of majority of things, like, she is in charge of, and like, hey, go do your thing, make it happen. But there's some things that I care about. So we're gonna have great food, and oh my gosh, I almost tell people to get engaged. Well, not always, because you need to have a plan, because that's why people are divorced. But I would tell people to get engaged so you can have a taste testing. Like, literally, taste testing for your wedding is probably one of the more happier days of your life. You get to eat so much food, and yeah, I mean, you get obviously pay for it, but at the same time, it's a great day. People serve you a bunch of food, get all you can eat. It's great. There we go. So I do care about the food. I care about the music, and I care about how I'm gonna look. Obviously, I care about how my guys gonna look, because for me, they're a reflection of me. So we're gonna be looking tailored, smooth suits, looking clean. Gonna be the best looking days of all of our lives. So those are things I care about. And so as far as planning the wedding and all that stuff, I mean, I've got my tasks and my homework that I've been assigned, and I've done the majority of my stuff. And then now, Kinsey, shout out to a beautiful fiance, is holding it down. She's kind of doing everything else, and I've kind of done my parts, booked my things I care about, and the rest is on her. So yeah, I would say not as difficult as I thought. Still difficult in a sense, but it's pretty smooth, and I think we're pretty easygoing people, so it's all going all right. The biggest thing is just sending out these invitations and RSVPing, and oh my gosh, getting addresses and putting them into the system. That stuff is, yeah, for the birds. But that's the only thing that's certain for me post-college, because I don't really know what's going to happen. Everybody's like, what are you going to do, Darien? The only thing I know is that I'm getting married in April. Besides that, we'll see how the rest of these dreams play out, which I know it's going to work out good. All right, you guys, it wraps up episode 6 here at the Players Club. I want to thank you guys for sending in questions. Like always, appreciate those so much. So keep sending them in, and I'll keep answering them. And then I want to give a thanks to my guy, Brice. Wishing the best going forward for his last season at App State. And then, like always, guys, next week we'll recap the game. I'm looking forward to a bye week. We're also looking forward to Friday Night Lights next week against Syracuse, another division game for ACC. And before I go, guys, I got to admit one more time. I know I talk about this thing getting bigger and better, which it is. But this week, the audio might be a little not where it used to be because I forgot to turn the microphone on. And we also ran out of batteries here on the show. And so next week, you know what? Just stick with us like every time. Come back again because we're going to be bigger and better next week. The microphone quality is going to be back up to where it used to be the standard. But you guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Episode 6 is in the books. Appreciate you guys tuning into the Players Club. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, almost to 500. So get us there if you're not already subscribed. Keep following the show, like, subscribe, comment, show love in any way. We appreciate it. All right, let's be real. Darien Rencher, episode 6, the Players Club. Peace out.